Good morning, all. Hope you all are doing good and safe at your places. Today, the session we are going to organize is about the audit and user control, the very first step about to set and start the audit tool in Tally. I am happy to welcome our panelist, CA Atul Gupta. He is a very well-known chartered accountant. He known as a technical expert in the CA fraternity. He has a rich experience of more than 20 years. So he's a partner in Atul Prem Dayal and Company, established in 1997. He is a DISA faculty as well since 2003. He has conducted many trainings related to various topics like bank audit, system audit, Tally as an audit tool, accounting standard, auditing standards. He is also an author, participated as a business application software audit of DISA 2.0, which is in the year of 2014 course. And he is also an expert in Tally because he takes care or he also handle a big clients implementation related to Tally. So he's a pro user of Tally. So I welcome him. Atul sir, if you can speak few words about today's session and importance about the topic for system managers and as a CS, as a professionals using Tally for this particular feature.
Okay, good morning. So good morning to all. Welcome in this audit session and thanks for being here. Uh, Now, see, thank you, Tally, for having me here. I need to thank Deepak personally also. So, the basic purpose of today's session is for chartered accountants in practice and those who play role of auditor. And our presentation will be like we wish to target or we wish to create capabilities for people acting as management auditors, internal auditors, statutory auditors, how these features can be used by all the chartered accountants in practice as auditors, how we can enhance our auditing skills, add effectiveness to our auditing skills, and these are capabilities available in Tally itself. Now, whenever we talk of audit per se, so we imagine ourselves as auditor, but then I want to change this role. The things that we are going to share today can be used at two levels. So in our practice, we say assurance and audit. So this aspect can be done at both levels. We as chartered accountants can act as assurance consultants. We can provide our clients with configurations, settings to help client do his, her or its job better. In fact, this issue is very much pertinent to all our existing clients. The trouble is that data is there, so much information is available in Tally, but then client sometimes feels that how do I know who has done what, how it has been done? So we as chartered accountants can look to the two ends of the number line. One, we can act as consultants, creating assurance services for our clients. And second, the last end of the number line, that is we are acting as auditors. So how we provide those auditing services or how we enhance our auditing capabilities by using this audit and user controls. Deepak, yeah. So we wanted to, our session will be looking for this. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So as the expectation set by sir, it is very important for all professionals and system managers as well as the chartered accountant because you have transactions in Tally. So let's start understanding of the audit and user control. So to start with the very first and foremost step to set up the audit thing is you need to define the users and you need to activate this feature as well in Tally. So first we need to define that. After defining the users, we need to give the access to the users. So Tally has a feature, has a facility where you can define multiple rights, multiple access rights as per the requirement for each and every user. So let's say if you have a user for sales purpose or a sales team, you can give rights to access few specific reports only. If there is a manager, then you can give some more access to him so that he can also make transactions, he can alter the transactions, or you can have a user who can have only a rights of a data entry. So once he punch or save the transaction, he would not be able to even edit that transaction almost. So that level of rights you can define in Tally. It is very versatile and available in Tally. Then we'll see how to do the audit. So on a daily basis, user will punch the data, he will make the transactions in Tally, and on the next day, as an admin or as a manager, I need to audit that transactions. So I am accepting those things, or I have reviewed those transactions in a way. And once it is done, then user would be able to view the reports, or if I have given the access to make the alteration, he can do the changes also. And once the transaction or data has been audited and user make changes, then later on it would be identified to the system manager or the admin person that these transaction has been altered or deleted by the users post audit. So you'll also see the analog reports where you would be able to see and analyze the activity of the users. So let's move to Tally to do the hands-on.
Okay, so we had a query in between by Sumit. So Sumit has asked, can we create a user only with view rights or read? So answer is yes. We'll take that, Sumit, as a part of our deliberation. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So hope my screen Tally is visible to you, sir.
Yes.
Perfect. Right. So this is one sample company with the name of multi-user company. So let's say if I shut this company and reload this company, it would be opened as soon as, because there is no rights has been set or there is no security has been set for this particular company. So first foremost thing is to activate the audit tool as well as the security to log in for this particular company. So to do that, you can look at to the right hand side, there is a button called company information. So you need to click on that, and once you click that, you would be able to see an option called alter. So if you click on alter, select the company, and you would be able to see the company form where you have captured the company detail. Now, if you look at to the right hand side area, you would be able to see the security control options. So I'll come to that section, and there is an option called use security control. So right now it is set no. I'll make this yes, and post that Tally will ask the name of the administrator. So he is the super admin user for Tally. He has all the rights to do each and everything pertaining to this company data. So let's say I'll set admin, and I will set a smart password for this. And there is one more option beside that is use Tally audit feature. We need to make this yes. This should be enabled to track the user's activity and do the audit. So we have marked this yes. So we have set two options here. First is the security control. We have marked this yes and set up the user login. And after that, we have enabled the option of use Tally audit feature. So these two options has been enabled. Now Tally will ask to reload the company because you have enabled the security. You need to reload. So I will log in with my super admin user and password. So now my this company, each and every time when I will shut this company and open this company, this will ask me to log in with my user and password. Now, right now, this has only one super admin user and password because we have enabled the security things as well as the audit thing. Now, how to create more number of users? It may have that you require number of users to do transactions as well as accessing reports in Tally. So how to do that? So again, we'll click on the company information menu on the right hand side. Once we click on that, you would be able to see the option security control. So earlier this was not there because we have not enabled the security option in the company information. So now it is available. So I'll press enter here. Now here you will find the second option. It is called users and passwords. So you can set it up the users and password for this particular company so that you can create n number of users as per the requirement. Now, when you open this option, Tally will show you the list of security levels already defined by Tally. This is the standard list. So by default, Tally has two data security levels. First thing is the honor, which is very near and close to the admin, super admin users. He can do each and everything in the Tally. And second level is the data entry level, which has very minimal rights to do as a data entry. Other than that, we have more three rights, which is related to remote access. So we are going to showcase this option in some upcoming session where we are going to conduct detail about how to do audit on a local system, how to do audit using a remote access system. So right now I would like to define a user with the level of data entry. So I'll select this data entry. Let's say this is a manager and I'll set a password and save it. So this is how I can create a simple user by selecting a existing user rights. So what it will make a difference in Tally if I log in with the second user. So you can look at to the content or the list of menus available in the gateway of Tally. So it has masters, transactions, utilities, audit and reports. Now let's say if I shut this company, select this company and with the name of data entry user. Look at that. The number of menus has been reduced. You can see that there are transactions, but on the report side, there are minimal options available. Earlier, there were options like stock summary, balance sheet, and other reports, but now this particular user does not have that particular access. Also, if we go to transactions, for the current date entry, which is the 5th of April in this company, I'm able to make changes. I'm able to make entries. But what if I access previous date transactions? Tally will disallow. So this has been default setup given by for data access or data level transaction. Now, how to set up different rights and how to check what all rights has been given to these users. If you want to change the rights, you want to give some more access, or you want to disallow some more things, and how to do that. So we'll shut this company and we'll log in with admin because he can only do all these settings. So we'll go again for the company information menu and under that security control and the third option, types of security. So if you open that, you would be able to see the data entry and rest of the options related to remote audit. The honor has not been given here because it has a system defined rights. So you cannot make any changes there, but all data entry and related things you can change. Now, when you open this is the entire dashboard where you can configure the set of rights, what you want to give, or you want to revoke the rights, or you want to restrict the user to give that particular access. Now there are two parts. The first part, if you look at that, Tally will ask you that which particular level, security level you want to use as a basis. So because it is a primary level given by Tally, so you'll use data entry as a data entry level. Now you can restrict user for backdated vouchers. So as we have just seen now that when we log in with the manager for current date, he would be able to alter the transaction, but previous date he would not be allowed. Now let's say if you want to allow him for next one day, previous one day. So that means for today as well as for yesterday, he would be able to do changes the transactions. So I can set it this as 1. Cutoff date for backdated vouchers. This is related to fix the data or freeze the data for a particular date limit. This is going to be utilized when let's say you have done your GST return filing till the month of September, and you want to freeze that debt so that knowingly, unknowingly, user cannot make any mistake and changes in the transaction, and your data will get mismatched for that particular reason. So you can give that date like 30th September 2020, and Tally will freeze the data. No user would be allowed to go back and do changes for that particular data if it is rights has been set for that user as a data entry. You can also set rules for printing before save. So as we know, Tally, if you want to make a transaction and without saving, you can print it. Just press Alt P and you can print it. So some users make mistakes. So because they are pro and they are very fast, they just make transaction, give print command and then save it. But sometimes they make a mistake. They before saving it, they might done some changes. So printed document is different and Tally data is something different. So if you want to disallow printing any transaction before saving, you can disallow it. So you need to make this yes, and you can select what all voucher type you want to disallow. So you can select here that you want to disallow sales order or sales invoices. So likewise, you can select and restrict those voucher types. The next thing is related to allow to override text details. So while making the transaction, you must have observed that your cursor go through the rate of the text and amount of the text, and where user if by mistake type something else, it may override the texts. So if you want to disallow that user made this particular user who has rights of data entry is not allowed to do any changes in the texts which has been defined in the masters. This should be in the transaction only. So you can restrict by pressing this yes. These two options are related to the remote access. Those we are going to cover in the upcoming session with the remote audit. And now if you look at to the below section of the rights, then there are two parts. On the left side table, these all things are disallowed facilities. And if you select something on the right hand side, it means that you are going to allow these facilities. So full access means for accounting standards, all access has been blocked. For accounting masters, all access has been blocked. Now, if you want to edit that, let's say you want to make them display of accounting masters, then you can open and select this that alter and create are disallowed. Rest all thing he can do, or you can do reverse of it. That means you give full access here. Just select that again. So I'll select full access here, accounting masters from the list, and on the right hand side I will allow display and print for accounting masters. I also wish to give display and print for balance sheet. So this is how I can disallow something on the left side and I can allow something on the right hand side. So these two things are the detailed list of features which are belong to Tally, which you can either disallow or allow something. If you look at to the last line for the data entry, there is an option or feature has been selected, create and alter baked dated vouchers. So this particular rights has been disallowed. So that's why we have seen that once manager logged in, he would be able to do the current date transaction, but for baked data transaction, he is not allowed to do. So this is how you can make changes, alteration of the present available rights. Now, what if you want to define altogether a new set of rules and rights for a user? So there are two things. Either you can create your own, or you can take or inherit from the present one, which would be the easiest way of using rights from Tally. So let's say I want to create a rights for data entry. So if you look at this, how I created this, I just came to last line, which is the blank line, and I type here data entry. And when I press enter, it would open up. data person. So it was already available, so it gives me error. Now, which basic facility Tally will use here? So I'll select data entry. So Tally will inherit all the rights which you have selected as a disallowed or allowed in the data entry feature. And over and above that, you can define here. So let's say for data entry person, you do not want to create and alter, you do not want to alter vouchers. That means once he submit the voucher, he would not be able to make any changes. So I restrict him to alter the vouchers and disallowed for backdated vouchers is already there in the data entry. So this has been saved as a new security label. Now I would define a new user. Let's say data person is now available in the security list. So I'll select this and define a user. So now there are two users. One is the data entry, which is the manager. So he has the rights to make the transaction in the current date, as well as he can make changes into the previous yesterday only transactions. He can also view few reports as well. But a person who is given as a name of the user will not be allowed to make any changes once he saved any transactions. So let's test it at how it will work. So I'll shut this company and select with user login. Now you can see that accounting info is available for user. For manager, this was earlier not available, but later on we modified it and make this available to view. Simply for balance sheet, Tally will showcase the detail, but if user want to drill down, it would not be allowed. Right? So this has already been revoked for this particular user. Now, what's if he make a data entry for this particular rights? So let's say for this customer, he make an invoice and save it. So this is 896 amount of invoice on the 6th April. So let's go to display daybook, and if I press enter, this is not allowed to access for this data entry user. So for data person, it is highly restricted. Once he posted the transaction, he would not be able to do any changes. And what about the manager? If you look at to the difference for that particular rights, manager M. So he can enter and modify this transaction, as well as if we change the date or period for the previous date also, he can make the changes. But prior to that, he would not be able to do any changes. So now he can make the transaction here. So let's say we make some invoices for this manager rights as well. So we have make one transaction for manager as well. Also make one more invoice for other customer, just to try and test that he had made his transaction for a particular day. So one transaction has been posted by user, which is the data person, and two transaction has been posted by manager, right? Which has the rights to make even alteration as well for the transaction, or for the transaction which he already had posted. Now, as an admin, if I log into this company and I wish to check that how many users have made the transactions and how many transactions and what kind of type of transactions they have captured in Tally. So if next day I came, I can go to a report display statement of account, and there is a menu called Tally audit. So if I click on Tally audit, there are three options like voucher type, masters, and users. So if I click on users, I would be able to see that admin has made 20 transactions. which are the previous transactions before we have set up the security rights. Tally understood that all those transactions has been made by admin. So this was default thing. But manager has done 2 transactions and user has done 1 transactions. So if I want to see transaction details, Tally will show that this particular transaction is entered by manager. This particular transaction has been entered by manager, has been captured. Similarly, we can see that which transaction has been entered by users. We can also see these reports for different voucher types. So let's say if I want to see how many transactions has been posted in April and by whom, so Tally will show me the entire list. Also master, this is also very important. So you can also track the masters and you can log this, because again, by mistake, an accountant can, if he is allowed to make changes in the master, or he is allowed to create a new master, he can create a new master and add some balances, or he may do changes or alteration in the opening balance of existing ledger. It will make a difference in your opening balances as well as the balance sheet and entire thing. And you will got into a big puzzle to solve that issue, that how this difference has come into your audited balance sheet. So that can also be restricted here. So user has already captured the transaction. So as an admin, I can do the audit process for this transaction. So for that, I am going to display statement of account Tally audit. By user, I can open the transactions, and either I can open one by one each and every transactions and accept one, or otherwise if I wish to accept all them in once, then I can click on accept all. That means I have verified these transactions. Similarly, I want to do the transaction for user as well. So I'll do this and accept all or accept all. So audit has been done. Now let's say post audit, next day manager has come again and he found that there is some problem in the transaction, or he missed something. So he log in again, he'll go to the transaction. So let's say for this transaction, he'll do some changes. So he edited this transaction. And for this transaction, let's say he want to delete this transaction. So he can open this and mark this delete. So look at carefully. The alter transaction has been altered already, and he tried to delete the voucher which was already audited by the admin. So it will show here deleted audited voucher. So it will add this line up here. It will not remove from the list of transactions. Now what will happen when next day admin will check the data or do the audit? So let's say we have logged into the audit as an admin to the audit report again. If I go to report, that is display statement of account, Tally audit, users. Now here Tally will show there are 2 transactions in the altered mode. If I wish to see in detail, then I click on F12 and I can make the second option, show cancelled and deleted count separately, to yes. So I make this yes. I will show that in the altered sequence, one is modified and one is deleted. So now I can go into detail and look at that the manager has altered this transaction on this particular date, entered by manager as well as altered by manager. So there might be a situation where you have given rights to modify the transaction to multiple users. They are power users in your organization. So the transaction entered by one person has been altered by the other user. So Tally will capture that. The second scenario where the audited voucher has been deleted. So it also show that this was entered by manager, but also altered. That means deleted by manager as well on that particular date. So you would be able to track the user activities for this transaction or for this audited transactions as well. So I hope so till now things are going on good, and there are few chats. If you can see if there are questions and doubts till now.
Yeah, Deepak, there are few queries. So if when this part is over, then I'll read the query and you can respond, or we can have the queries at the end of the session.
No problem, sir. We can take it right now and then we can
Okay,
move
so
ahead.
the first query is by Mayank. He wants to know how to enable this feature. So you will have to start from enabling it.
Okay.
So
So
I'll
to
take queries one
enable,
by one. Yeah.
right. So to enable this, you need to modify the company data, the company form. So once you open your company, you would be in the gateway of Tally, and you need to click on the company info menu, and here you'll get the option called alter. So when you click on alter, select the company, you'll get the company form. Here is the area or the section called security control. And here you need to enable the security control, define the username and password. Also, you need to enable the feature for Tally audit. So you need to enable these two options here. And then after, you can do changes related to security rights, as well as you can define the multiple users. So to define that, again in the gateway of Tally, we'll go same button, that is company info menu. And here we will able to see the security control. So entire thing related to security is here. Users and password, where you can define the number of users. And for the list of rights, you can define the number of rights, or if you want to change the existing level of rights, you can change here. So I hope I answered this.
Deepak, yeah, the second query is by Rohit. Rohit wants to know whether we can create a user who has capability only to approve vouchers.
I just assuming that you want to say that the audit feature is given to him, nothing other than that, because as per se approval right is not there in default. You cannot
yes.
approve
So
anything.
Rohit, I have responded to Rohit. I have informed it that like in SAP you have park and post, so that feature is not at that level in Tally. You can create a delayed post voucher, but not very specific approval. Means Rohit is not intending as an auditor, but as an approver within the company.
Right, and also there would not be meaning if a user has only rights of doing audit and not anything else, because if you are allowing him an audit, then definitely he would be having all the rights to do rest of the things.
Yeah. So Deepak, I am responding to Rohit. He has put a message in chat again. Okay. So Rohit, Tally per se doesn't allow creation of specific approval rights. Okay. Then there is another query by Sumit, that can we block a ledger, a group, or a transaction for a particular user?
See, for masters, there is no default feature to restrict a user to access a particular ledger or group or any stock item. It is not there. And as well as for voucher also, you can restrict that if he can print or he can make any changes to vouchers. So you cannot take a particular voucher to a user, a specific user.
So Deepak, I have informed Sumit that in the standard Tally, you may not be able to do it, but then if you have those add-ons, those TDS, then you can create a specific restriction on voucher for the user, but not part of the standard package we are talking about.
Right.
Then there is another query by Brijesh. Can we retrieve the vouchers deleted by user?
No. So once it is deleted, it will not be retrieved because data has been gone there. But yes, you would be able to mark that, you would be notified that this something is there and that has been deleted in the Tally.
Then Satyanarayan has a query. Can we deactivate cancellation and modification features whenever we want?
So alteration is the option where if you want to restrict a user, then you can restrict the alter facility for vouchers. So this will disallow a user to make changes to the transactions.
So I think we have answered all the queries put in chat. One of the members, he raised hand. I requested him to put his query. So if the member's query is solved, he can.
Right.
Yeah, Sumit has put a query that add-ons can be easily removed. User can back up and pen in some tally where TDL is not there. So that is the risk.
Yes, correct.
So Sumit, that risk is there with these add-ons. Yes.
So because these are add-on and configured in your system only, so if data has been taken unauthorizedly to other system and there he can able to remove that without TTL if he is using that, then he would be do that.
Okay. Brajesh has a query regarding how to check transactions done above rupees 10,000.
Right. So there is a feature in Tally called range to filter the transactions. So if you look at, let's say if I go to display daybook and open all the transactions, and let's say if I wish to filter a transaction of more than 10,000 here, then there is a button on the right hand side called range button. So you can click on that, select on voucher, and here you can select the field on which you want to make the filter, like ledger amount, then there the range criteria, whether it is equal to greater than 0 or whatever. So select greater than 10,000. Similarly, you can add multiple conditions here and then you can search. So Tally will filter all those transactions which are greater than 10,000. So we have applied this feature in the daybook, but yes, you can do this in rest of all the reports wherever the transactions are. So let's say if you're looking to the sales register or purchase register. So if I go to the sales register, if I wish to filter all my sales transaction, then also same command will be utilized. So vouchers having ledger amount and greater than 10,000. So this will filter my sales register. So in a ledger, sales register, purchase register, everywhere you can do this filtrations.
Deepak, Sumit has a query. Is there any option to block backup of data?
No,
Tally.
Sumit. No, Sumit. Currently, this option is not available in Tally. So if backup, somebody takes the backup of data and take it out from the organization and restore there, so that is possible. Only thing is, if he's not having the user and password, he would not be able to log in.
Yeah, so Sumit, there could be answer at two levels. First, the person who is going to take backup, he or she needs a user ID password. So that is one restriction. Second is because if a backup is taken and suppose it is taken on an external device, say a pen drive. So within your system, within your desktop laptop, you can restrict the USB access to these drives if the risk is so high. So one is the person need to have a user ID password to Tally. You can restrict the access to USBs and you can create login password to your system. So if the risk is there, then you have login password, Tally password, and restrict USB access. So that will be a sufficient control in restricting person to take backup of data. Yeah. Okay, Deepak. I think the queries are taken care of. You can continue.
Okay. So related to security, there is one more important thing available in Tally, that is the vault option in Tally, where if you go to security control, then there is an option called change Tally vault. So Tally vault is the highest security available which cannot be hacked by any technology or by any tele expert related to this particular user and password. So if you click on that, you would be able to select the company. You can set a new password for this particular company. And what Tally will do, Tally will create altogether a new company. So let me shut this company and select. So you'll be able to see a new company with a marks of asterisk. So it will not show the company name. It will be hidden and entire data is got encrypted into a new folder. So now you can park this company as at a safer place for till now, data for till now stored. And now you can continue using this company. So once you log in the TeleVault, then you would be able to log in your company. So this is one of the strongest feature as a security point available in Tally, where you can restrict any user to log in or crack or hack the vault password of Tally, where he would not be able to do that. Even if he tried to open or copy the data, he tried paste somewhere else and try to R&D with the data, open the files, then entire data will gone vanishes. It will not be able to open. That is for sure. Some question has been asked here.
Deepak, Sumit has asked a very good question, very pertinent to the present situation. Sumit has asked that he wants to do a GST audit in which he wants to check which stock item GST rate has been changed during the year. His query is, can we export all changes in GST rate of all items in one go?
So Sumiji, may I know the purpose? If you can highlight that, how it will helping you and what could be the purpose for extracting this? It may help me to.
Deepak, can we unmute Sumit and allow him to speak?
Yeah, sure, sir. Definitely. Let
Yeah,
me.
Sumit, you can unmute yourself and speak.
गुड मॉर्निंग अतुल जी एंड दीपक जी.
Good morning.
एक्चुअली मैं ये देखना चाहता हूँ कि किसी वेंडर को किसी कस्टमर को बेनिफिट देने के लिए बीच में किसी दिन जीएसटी का रेट कम ना कर दिया हो, फिर अगले दिन फिर वापस चेंज कर दिया हो एंट्री करते हुए, सेल्स करते हुए. तो अभी तो मैं खाली ये कर सकता हूँ कि एक स्टॉक आइटम की टैक्स रेट हिस्ट्री निकाल सकता हूँ बस. ये एक्सपोर्ट भी होती है, मैं एक्सपोर्ट भी होती है एक स्टॉक आइटम की. और अगर 1000 स्टॉक आइटम्स है तो उसका कैसे एक साथ मैं एक्सपोर्ट कर सकता हूँ?
If you want to export once for all item, I don't think so. There is any option. Only thing we can explore is the SQL command or through the connectivity of ODBC. Otherwise, I don't think there is any option. Atul sir, you have any idea about it, about this?
Yeah, Sumit, there is no option to get 1000 items exported at one go. Means because the list is long, so doing it one by one will be a futile exercise. What Deepak has said, that you need to take help of these Tally experts who will write a SQL-based command that will allow access to database and a separate report can be generated. But directly through Tally, it appears a tough job to do as of now.
Even I am not able to find the table through which I can export in ODBC in Excel, through ODBC connectivity in Excel.
Right. So there might be, sir, because some of the integral part of Tally is restricted by Tally, so that it should not disturb the core of data of Tally. So some level of information which are very basic can be extracted, but to the data level or in-depth level, there are some restrictions. So I'm not sure if that table are open for the users to access or not. I'll check this with the Tally experts or the developers, and then definitely come back to you on this if we can do and access those tables to get the data.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sumit.
Thank you.
Yeah, Deepak, you can continue.
Yes, sir. So for me, related to this audit and user control, the entire thing is covered. Now, if you can share some case studies belong to this or usage of this feature, sir, then please light on this.
Okay, so thanks, Deepak, for this very great session you have taken. I'll just add few issues, few things that we as members of the profession can do, can implement. So I'm just taking one of our very practical experiences we had. See, some time back we had a client in Ghana, Africa. So they were using Tally, and we configured the whole Tally for the client. We transferred the configured Tally to the client. The admin password was with the client itself. We created an auditor password for ourselves. So what the client was basically doing, every month, at the end of the month, first 3-4 days, they used to mail us all the vouchers created during the month, the entries in Tally. So we were able to remotely access Tally. That will have how to remote access a session separately. But right now only on the audit part. So what the client used to do, they will mail us all the vouchers in PDF. We'll receive the vouchers in PDF, go through the vouchers, see whether the entry done in Tally is appropriate or not, and then online tick, as Deepak just now showed us, we can accept vouchers one by one. So this ensured virtual concurrent audit of the client. As the entries were done, we were able to validate the entries, and it was done. Suppose the individual was in Ghana and I am in India, so that distance. So on technology allows any distance to be covered. So that is one thing that we found very useful, how to practically implement this. Second, one aspect I wish to add, all of us will be doing management internal audit for clients. So this feature of acceptance we have been doing for our clients for whom we do internal audit. This it is like doing a concurrent audit of the client. So all entries done during the day, next day our team reviews the entries, and if any updates and modifications are done post our review, automatically it is tagged in system. So we can always create an inquiry to the client that these delays are there, or these non-compliances with system is there, non-compliances of procedure is there. Some entries have been updated after the audit was done, and this becomes more important in this GST scenario. Deepak did talk about this backdated entry restriction. It's a must to do. We all of us doing GST consultancy and the returns for year financial year 17, 18 and 18, 19. It was a hell of a job to compile those returns because no one had any idea about how things are working. The Tally data was used, and the accountant in the entity will change that Tally data any day, any uh, time, and then reconciliation was a big issue. So that was something that was great trouble. So all these features help us auditors do our job very well, and we need to practically start using this, practically implementing this, so that it adds a lot of value to our clients. Okay, Deepak, we have a query by uh, Dhaval. So
Yes, sir.
can I
Dhavalji, I will connect you one to one to discuss on this, because this is not going to be a forum to discuss about GSTR.
Okay.
Definitely, we are going to arrange a detailed webinar on GST, the available GST feature in Tally, how to set up a very systematic GSTP chart of account in Tally, and how to do the quick and error-free transaction related to GST, so that you can save your time generating the GSTR reports and finding the errors and mismatches. So for that, we are going to arrange a webinar in later on. Definitely for this issue, I will connect you later on. One question has been raised related to that user-wise voucher type restriction, right? So user
Yes.
cannot access. So one option I remember, I would like to show that if it works for that answer. Let me share my screen. So Tally is visible to you?
Yes.
Okay. So when we go to security control and under the type of security, let's say for this particular data entry, I want to restrict to make the transactions related to sales invoices or purchase invoices. So what can I do? I can add in the last, create or alter or full access, and select purchase. So you can see that type of transactions has been listed in the reports, list of reports, like purchase, purchase order, or you can select sales, sales order, contra. So all those payment, receipts, so all those, if you want to restrict, so that can be done. But in that case, if you want to tag with a user, then definitely you need to create that security level with that specific user only, and then you can restrict it. So look at that, sales is now disabled for this particular user. You would not be able to do the sales transaction. So on a reverse side, if you want to allow a specific voucher type, then you need to restrict all voucher types for that particular user and allow one voucher only. So that can also be done. So I hope that question has been answered, which was earlier asked by somebody. Right, sir. Anything else? Any feedback? Any question? Anybody want to say something about? Because almost
Deepak,
we have covered.
Deepak,
Yeah.
block entries. Ankit has a query. Can we block entries during a specified period of time? Have you answered that?
No, no. So any option to block entries during a specific period of time? No, that will not be configured. So if you want to say that a user is not allowed to make transaction in the month of May only, or in the month of April, May, June only, then that would not be configured. But yes, the entire backdated transactions can be restricted. So let's say for a particular user, if you want to disallow that, he should not be able to make transactions earlier to May, or earlier to April, or earlier to October, or earlier to September, that can be set up. So this I can show you where, so while defining the security rights, okay, I'm not in the admin. So let me log in with admin, go to company information, security control, type of security. So let's say for data person. So I wish to restrict this particular data person not to make transaction past July. So 31st July. So if I set this rights and give this right particular to a person, then he is not going to be allowed to make any transaction prior to 31st July. I hope this answers your question. Yeah, thank you, Ankit. So Dhaval has asked one question: if a person is appointed for 3 months, can I restrict his access immediately on the date of expiry of 3 months? So no, this is not like that. So for a temporary user, you need to set up a user, and you need to remember to remove that particular user from the Tally feature. Then only he would not be able to access. So there is nothing kind you can plan that this particular user is going to expire in 3 months or 2 months, 1 month. That would not be working. All right. Anything else? Any questions or any more doubt related to this topic? Right. So no issue. If you have later on any problem, any issue, then you can write me back as well as to Atul sir as well. Atul sir, if you can ping your email ID into the chat box, it would be helpful to all of us. Atul sir.
Yeah, Deepak, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You are
Yeah.
now audible. So
Yeah,
if you
there
can
was some
share your
network
email
issue.
ID.
Kindly repeat what you were saying.
Sir, if you can share your email ID in the chat box, it would be helping us.
My email ID?
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
if any of the attendees want to ask later on, then they may send queries to you. Yes. You might aware of my email ID. I'll repeat it again.
You're also, Deepak, you're also I share?
I'll typing, sir.
Okay. Deepak Dhaval is a query. Data entry from remote is not allowed in tally.net access.
Dhaval, it is allowed. So if you have Tally subscription valid, then through TallyNet Access, you can do all the transaction. You can create masters. And again, this is entire in the preview of rights which we have set. So if it is allowed to users while accessing the data on a remote using tally.net, then he can make the transaction as well as he can create the masters. And as a chartered accountant, you can do the entire audit process, which we are going to learn in upcoming webinars. So that you can also do on the remote logins. Yes, TDLs also can be configured on remote access. So if you allow that TDL on the remote access, then you would be able to access all TDL related features on remote login. Okay, I guess we have answered most of the queries. Thank you, Brijesh. Thank you. Thank you very much for your appreciation and giving the time for this session. Atul sir, thank you very much to you as well for giving your time and your sharing your knowledge, valuable knowledge to the forum. And definitely we are going to come up the same kind of sessions with continuously, specifically audit related things. So we are planning to conduct on a weekly basis. We'll try to do that on each and every week. So keep connected and keep sharing your feedback, your questions, your requirement will help you to answer on this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take care and wish you a happy Dashera in advance.
Thanks all for joining and many wishes for the season ahead. Stay safe, stay secure, take care. Thanks for joining. Bye. Good day.